Hey everyone, it's Anne. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make tasty and bouncy beef balls without using any starch. For this recipe, the technique is just as important as the ingredients, so be sure to watch the full video for tips and methods to achieve great tasting bouncy beef balls just like the ones served in Vietnam. Here's what my recipe testers have to say. If you would like to read the full review, please pause the video. To achieve restaurant quality texture without starch or pounding the meat by hand, I added baked baking soda to the recipe. All you had to do is bake some baking soda in the oven. I normally make about half a cup at a time, which equals to about 155 grams. You will only need half a teaspoon for this recipe, so store the rest in a jar. It will last indefinitely. To bake it, line a baking tray with parchment paper and spread the baking soda evenly onto the tray. Baking the baking soda in the oven will transform it from sodium bicarbonate into sodium carbonate, which is a stronger alkaline salt. Preheat the oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and place a lined baking tray with the baking soda in the oven. Bake it for 1 hour. It will lose 1/3 of its weight in water and carbon dioxide, which will result in a stronger alkaline salt. To test this, let's weigh it. Before it was baked, half a cup of baking soda was 155 grams. After baking, it has been reduced to 100 grams for half a cup. For this recipe, you will need 1.5 pounds of fresh lean ground beef. Grass-fed is optional, but it will taste better. If you would like to grind your own meat, use beef shank like Diane did. In a bowl, add in 1/4 cup of powdered allulose, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 3 teaspoons of mushroom powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baked baking soda, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1.5 tablespoons of red boat fish sauce, 1 tablespoon black pepper, 2 tablespoons of liquid egg whites, and 2 tablespoons of lard. Mix all the ingredients well before adding it to the beef to marinate. This is to ensure that all the ingredients are evenly mixed and distributed. Pour the mixture into the bowl with the ground beef and mix it all together by hand. Transfer the meat to a large Ziploc bag. Loosely close the bag and flatten it with your hands. Use a rolling pin to roll it out as thinly as possible. Close the Ziploc bag and put the bag in the freezer and freeze for 3 hours. For better results and to keep the meat cold while mixing, place the stand mixer bowl in the freezer too. After 3 hours, remove the bowl and the meat from the freezer. It should be almost frozen but not completely solid. You should be able to break it into pieces by hand. Remove it from the Ziploc bag, break into smaller pieces, and add it to the cold stand mixer bowl. After freezing the meat for 3 hours, this is what it should look like. The liquid egg whites is a binder for this recipe. Avoid handling it for too long, as the key to success for these beef balls is to keep the meat cold at all times. Secure the bowl to the stand mixer and use the flathead attachment to mix the meat. Turn on the mixer and slowly increase the speed to speed 6 or 8, and if possible, speed 10. The higher the speed, the better, but do keep an eye on your stand mixer to ensure it can handle the high speed. Stop the machine every 3 minutes to scrape the sides with a spatula. Remember to always keep the meat cold and never allow it to come to room temperature. Keep mixing until the meat changes color and texture. It is best to put on a timer if this is your first time making these beef balls. Total beating time is 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of mixing, stop the machine. Keep the meat in the mixing bowl, cover the bowl with saran wrap, and freeze for 1 more hour. Total time in the freezer is 4 hours. Meanwhile, prepare the ingredients for the ice bath. Slice some ginger and chop some onions. Wash and rinse it a few times and set it aside. About 10 minutes before you're ready to shape the beef balls, prepare an ice bath. Fill a large pot with cold water and add in the ginger slices, chopped onions, sea salt, mushroom powder seasoning, and enough ice cubes to keep the pot cold. After the last hour in the freezer, take out the stand mixer bowl and remove the saran wrap. Scrape the meat off the sides and attach the flat head attachment. Mix the meat mixture again for another 5 minutes. This is the consistency you're looking for. It's time to shape the beef balls. You can use 2 spoons to shape it or use your hands. If you're using your hands, do not oil it. If it sticks to your fingers or your palm, simply dip your fingers into the pot of cold water. To shape the balls by hand, put some meat mixture into your palm. Squeeze and rotate it between your index finger and your thumb. The first squeeze is to portion it, the second or third squeeze is to shape it. Drop the beef ball into the ice bath to keep it cold. Once you have enough practice shaping the beef balls, you can use both hands to shape them to make this process a little faster. Look how gummy the meat mixture is. This is how it should be at this point. When you're all done shaping, let it sit in the ice bath for 30 minutes to keep cold and firm up. Then transfer the pot onto the stove top. If there are any imperfections, simply smooth it out with your fingers. It's a lot easier to smooth it out now since it has been sitting in the ice bath for 30 minutes. Turn on the stove and cook on low or medium-low heat. Do not cover the pot. Stir it occasionally to avoid darker spots on the beef balls. When cooked, it will float to the top and will change its color from pink to gray. Cook the beef balls for approximately 20 to 25 minutes after the pot has come to temperature. Depending on the size of the beef balls, it might take longer to cook. When all the beef balls have floated to the top, prepare a large bowl of cold water and add the cooked beef balls in. Let cool and remove the beef balls. Strain out the excess water and refrigerate until ready to use. hope that you will be successful with this recipe. The beef balls are delicious, full of flavor, and the texture is on point. They are very easy to make, so do give them a try. Any questions or comments, please add them below and subscribe to Keto Asian Flavors for more authentic Keto Asian recipes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon.